Hey guys, it's Eddie and today I am back with another special Christmas movie review for you all. Last year I did The Nightmare Before Christmas and that is my ultimate favourite Christmas film, I think, but I think today's review may come pretty close on the scale of Christmas movies that I love. And it's a movie that I watched the other day actually, and I kind of fell in love with it all over again. So that's probably why I've been inspired to review it for you today. But today's Christmas review is based on The Muppet Christmas Carol, directed by Brian Henson and starring Michael Caine and the Muppets, who we all know and love. And this film, if you do not know, takes the story of Scrooge and A Christmas Carol and Muppifies it, and Michael Caine of course plays Scrooge, and I think that Michael Caine is the perfect Scrooge, especially in this kind of film. I think what Michael does in this film that is so great, I mean we all know that Michael Caine is a fantastic actor anyway, but what he's able to do in this film is that he achieves that balance, that great balance of fabulous acting, which we all know he can do, and acting up and being dramatic with the Muppets. And that balance he really does achieve, because it never feels too serious or morose, and it never feels too play acting and too cheesy and over the top. I think he achieves the balance perfectly. You are still able to feel sorry for Scrooge, you're still able to hate him, you still go through all the motions that you do in the Christmas Carol story, whatever incarnation of it you watch. But you can see that Michael Caine really embraces this role, the flexibility that this role provides, especially with, you know, acting with Muppets. He's able to do things that, you know, you might not be able to do when you're pressured to be acting in a serious role. And you can see that Michael Caine just really goes for it, and he still manages to tug at your heartstrings while also creating some fabulous, funny, hilarious moments with the Muppets. So I think that that is a great place to start. You know, when you've got a great lead actor who is able to find the right balance in a film, you know you've got a good film. And I think that this film also possibly includes some of the most memorable Muppet songs ever. Just throwing it out there. I mean, these are the kind of songs that I could sing all year. So for example, the song that the Ghost of Christmas Present sings, and you know, Michael Caine gets a little bit jolly as Scrooge and joins in.
It's in the singing of a street corner choir. It's going home and getting warm by the fire. It's true wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas.
The final song that Michael Caine joins in with, and my personal favourite, Marley and Marley, performed brilliantly by Statler and Waldorf.
We're Marley and Marley. We're Marley and Marley.
Which is just one that I could sing from January to December, around the clock really. It's so funny, it's brilliant, and it's catchy, and I think that you're always guaranteed some catchy tunes with the Muppets, but I always feel like they really outdid themselves with this film. I feel like it was done incredibly well, and I think it's just perfect for getting you in that Christmas mood. So an obvious thing that I want to point out that I probably should have at the beginning is that we have a narrator in this film, and he is the great Gonzo, or Gonzo the Great, who takes on the role of Charles Dickens in this film. He's the omniscient narrator that sees everything. He's telling you the story, and immediately, great choice. Gonzo is my favourite Muppet, and he has been ever since I was tiny. And I think it was Brian Henson, the director of the film, that said they made the choice of making Gonzo the narrator and making him Charles Dickens because he's the last Muppet you'd expect to be in that role, which I think is very clever. But also it gave Gonzo the screen time he deserves, so I'm very thankful for that. But what was also great about making Gonzo the Charles Dickens character is that he is placed in this double act with Rizzo the Rat, who has his own little limelight in this Muppets film, and the relationship, I think, between Gonzo and Rizzo in this film is hilarious. It provides some absolutely fantastic moments, some of the best moments in the film in my opinion, and definitely some of the funniest. So I think that that was actually a genius streak, putting those two together in this film, and the dynamic to me is inspired. So I can only commend the decision making for this film. It was brilliant. But yeah, Gonzo as Charles Dickens, what more can you ask for at Christmas? Now, the only thing that bothers me about this film, and the only thing that has ever bothered me about this film, is the Ghost of Christmas Past. And I'll pop a picture here because she's a little bit strange, and she's always kind of bothered me. I think she's a tiny bit creepy, and the design and appearance of her as this floaty ghost child fairy is one that I kind of feel came out of the left field, especially when you compare her with the Ghost of Christmas Present, who's this like holly jolly Santa fat man looking guy, who is lovable and fun, by the way. And obviously the Ghost of Christmas Future, or the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, is very creepy, but that appeals to my horror obsession and my cold black heart, so that's all fine. But yeah, the Ghost of Christmas Past has always bothered me, and it bothered me even more when I did a little bit of digging, and I read that somewhere that they initially intended that Scooter was supposed to be the Ghost of Christmas Past, but they thought it didn't fit, and I was like, okay, but what part of like little alien creepy fairy ghost child made you think that that would fit rather than Scooter? I don't know. I feel like they could maybe have thought about that a little bit, because I do find it's a little bit jarring whenever I watch the film. I'm like, oh no, it's her again. She's a little bit weird. She's a little bit strange. But, of course, nothing could spoil this film. It's got a very special place in my heart. So that's just the one point that I wanted to bring up that is just a little bit strange. I feel like Scooter was robbed. Justice for Scooter is all I'm saying. Overall, I think this film is an essential Christmas film. And I say that with the most sincerity, and I'm very serious about this. I feel like everyone should watch this film at Christmas. If I had to name two films that I thought that were essential Christmas viewing, it would be Nightmare Before Christmas and it would be The Muppets Christmas Carol. I also think this is one of the Muppets' best films. I haven't watched all of them. I've given most of them a good go, but I do feel like this is possibly the last great Muppets film, because after that you get, you know, the sort of post-2000s Muppets that are fine, but they're not the best. So I do feel like this film is sort of their peak, if you know what I mean. They've reached their peak. But please make sure that if you haven't seen this film already, you watch it this Christmas. You might really enjoy it, and I just thought I would spread a little bit of Christmas cheer just by reviewing this film. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. I know it's been I guess a little bit shorter than normally, but I just thought it would be a little bit fun, of course, because it's the festive time of year. And I hope that whatever you celebrate, if you celebrate Christmas or not, you have a great holidays, you have a great break, you take care of yourself, and you just have a fantastic time with your family and friends wherever you are. Thanks so much for watching this review, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. P.S. I'm not going to give this film a rating because I think we all know what rating I'd give this film, and probably a tad overzealous with that, but it's the Muppets. Sorry, can't argue with that. Thanks guys.